right, so that's the South Park theme, the beginning. Not quite as fast. They speeded that up super fast. So this is kind of fast, but we're going to show you how to do it. So we got 14 and 17, second and third strings. We're going to have chicka chicka. So you got down, up with the muted scratches. So you could have done it on the 9 and 13. I saw some tabs that said that, but it's really hard to keep everything muted that way. If you're over here on these strings, you got an extra string. You know, your third finger is touching that D. So it's keeping it where if your palm can just get the top two, you got a lot of noises taken away you wouldn't want. So chicka chicka chong, chicka chicka chong. We have these other two notes, 16 on the D, 14 on the G. And then we're going to the 13 and 14, and then 12 and 13, and then 10 and 11, slide it up, and end with a 9 and 10 on the A and D string. So you got. And then we're going to come in with this 5 and 7 on the G and the B. So we're going to have, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that went. So that's 8 and 10 and 11 and 13. You kind of slide one up, and that becomes the first chord of the 3. And each one you kind of hold it just long enough to give it a kind of a wild vibrato. Okay, so similar stuff. So once again, we got. Back to. So we do that whole thing twice, and then we're back to. So we got a 12, 12, 13, 13, and 12. So it's. And then some more on the chord. And then we switch to this 14 and 16 on the G and B. Take it up to the 17 and 19, so it's. And then back to our main chord. So that's how I believe it ends. It could be a little different, but. Kind of chicka boom to that low note. And then the chord down a couple, like 13 and 16. So. Sounds nice and dissonant enough, kind of. So the whole thing one more time, be like. Okay, and then we're going to look at the end. The end one is going to start like in a different key and be a lot slower. Okay, so we're going to have the 6 and the 9 on the B and G. And that's 8 on the D to 6 on the G. So that was 9, 9, 10, 10, 9 on the B string. So that ends with 6 on the G, 5 and 3. And your low chord could be that 4 and 5 on the A and D. So and then we get that 1 and 2 and 3, and it's gonna be on the 2 and the 3 of the D and G string. So sliding into the 5 and 6, and to the 8 and 9. So we'll do it again, and remember the vibrato. And then we got this little jazz run. Okay, so that's 12, 15, 14, 13, 14, 15, and then we got D string 13, and then 14 on the A, 15 on the E. So kind of slide that 15 down. Now here we have 8, 10 on the A, 9 on the D, 8, 10 on the G, 8 on the B. We have a 12 to 13 to 11. 12, 13, 11 on the B to 10 on the G. So we got and then we're gonna have, so that's 10, 8, 10, 11, 10, 8, 2 7s to the 8 there. So so here's a ring modulator pops on. It makes this sound all wacky, like in flat fifths or something. So you're gonna slide into the 14 on the A, hit its octave, 16 on the G. Then we have 13 on the A, 14 on the D. Little melody there. You got 12, 11, 12, 13, 12. Here we're gonna slide into the 9 on the D, 8, 9 on the B, 8 on the G, back to that 9, and then the open B there. So it's and then we go back to you got the 9, 9, 10, 10, and 9, and then we go. This is 6 and 8. Up to that 9 and 11, then we got, once again, it's kind of like a chicka-chan, chicka, low note, and then down a fret, so that'd be 5 and 8. So we got, all right, props to South Park and Primus. Thanks for watching. Got some tabs on this. Talk to y'all soon.